Hey guys, it's Bella and welcome to my channel. So long time no see. It's been a little while since I've uploaded, but I have many reasons for that. But yes, today for my return to YouTube, I am doing my planner lineup for 2026, plus sort of like my planner review recap of 2025 and sort of like explaining certain changes that I'm making. So let's get started. So I guess we'll start actually with what I'm using for 2025. I do have my 𝚜𝚑𝚘𝚗𝚡, which will be sort of my like everyday planner that I plan in, like I said, every day. So my monthly spreads, plan all my bills and anything that happens, during the day that I want to mark in my sticker planner. And then my weekly spreads, same concept. And then at the back, I will be using the daily pages for journaling to replace my 𝚑𝚘𝚗𝚘𝚗𝚘 because that, while the idea was great and the intentions were great, I did end up falling off just because I couldn't keep up with it. So hopefully this will be an easier way for me to keep up with it because it's all in one book. So yes, I am still in the process of setting this up, hence why it's not in the cover. I do have the Codex cover because I do have the big chonker of a book rather than getting the avec. I bought this from Milligram when I was on holidays. So yes, it was kind of an impulse buy, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so here's sort of what I've got set up so far. So we've got the front page, which I do have the sticker sheet from the 𝚜𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚘 that covers the dates here. And then I have just put in my periods from last year because I do like to actually be able to see that like in a view. I know some people don't really like having like more than just like the year that you're in. But yeah, for stuff like this, because I'm using this for period tracking, is actually good because then I can actually see if there's any major changes. So because I do have stickers for these, I'll probably just use like pen and just circle rather than like coloring it in like I have done on this side and in my previous planner. And then for this page, I am using this as my fitness sort of tracking. So like if I close my rings, how many steps I do, if I do my like Apple Watch challenges and things like that, how many workouts I do in a month, that kind of thing. Just like a fun little snippet of my fitness and whatnot. I did like add in the steps and stuff that's new for this year. I did do something similar last year in my Aura Style Annie plans, but it was pretty much just tracking my rings, like if I closed my rings or like which rings I closed, if I did exercise and what sort of exercises I did, and that kind of thing. But yeah, so that is that. And then we go into the monthly. So December was sort of like a test month. So last year in my Aura Style Annie plans, which I'll show you in a little bit, I did purchase like sticker kits for that. So I just picked up some decorative kits from Sadie Stickers every month to use in that planner. But I really wanted to simplify my system this year. And I do have a bunch of washi tapes that I have from the Honeybee shop because I have been getting her subscription for about 2 years, I would say. 2.5, maybe 3 years. 3 years? 2 years? Something like that. Anyways, so I do have a hoard of washi tapes that I really only use once when I use the kits, and that's it. So I thought, you know what, let's use it in this planner, and then I have like my monthly theme as such, and then I can match the washi tape to the colors of like the kits as posted on the, like, what are they called? Oh my gosh, the word, I don't know. The little like design infographics that Shan posts that she has pretty much all on the blog. Backdated to, I think, when they were still like in the sticker book format. So yes, and then I am just using my Lamy Safari in Fine, I believe, and it's just got the generic black cartridge that comes with the, well, not that comes with the pen because it comes with the blue cartridge, but I did buy the like black cartridges from Amazon, I believe, just like in bulk. So I'm just using those up, and then once I finish those up, I will probably actually try and delve into getting a converter and some actual ink bottles, but I just do not have the storage space at the moment for any of that. So yes. So yeah, this is pretty much just like a simple like pen and washi planner, and then I will just show you this is what I have done for January so far. So I did also just add in like a few extra things down the bottom that I didn't add in for December because this was purely just like a copy and paste from my old planner. So I have added my social media tracking because I'm hoping to get back into YouTube this month. My reading stats because I don't have space on my little currently page to do that, and then also my Duolingo, because that was something that I was tracking in my in my rings planner, my A5 wide, like on my dashboard, which again you'll see. But yeah, so that is the monthlies, and I have sort of penciled in things. But yes, and then here is the weekly spread that I've done. So this is the first week, which was last week. So I've got my habit tracker on the side, and I did purchase some tiny icons from the 𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚙𝚜, which my order arrived yesterday, my Black Friday order, so I've yet to haul it. So that's why I haven't put them in yet. And then I have like just a little mini to-do list of things, and then my little currently section. So I've got what I'm watching, what I'm reading, listening, and then just like a highlight. And I've sort of just tried to simplify it a little bit. But yeah, and then again, just pen and like markers and washi. So I have, I believe this one is a Crayola super tip that I use, but I do mix between the Crayola super tips and the Tombow dual tip brush pens. So yeah, so I sort of just like laid out the entire month in one go. Just found it really easy to do that. And then, yeah, I will sort of continue that as we go on. So as for the journaling / like daily pages, so we have this page here right at the end, which I have made my vision board. Sorry, the phone just rang. It's the good old telemarketers that call, and they don't leave a message because it's a scam, or they're just trying to, whatever. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, this page is for my vision board, which I actually just made yesterday on Canva. I made it last night. So I'm hoping to go to Officeworks and print it out next week and then just glue it in with glue. Just really simple. And then I have set up my little dashboard page. So again, I just sort of used the same color scheme that I used for my monthly pages and my weekly pages. I just did a simple currently page. So currently watching, reading, and then my little playlist that I like to do, which I have had to shorten this to 10 songs instead of 12, which is what I did last year because I had more space. But yes, and then like I said, we'll have my sort of journaling in here. So it'll be like media that I consume. So for example, the first, I'll probably put in like a spread for Stranger Things for these like whole season 5, because I finished it on the first. And then for example, like the second, I was going to do like Cat's Eye's new single. And then for like days that I didn't actually do anything, I'm sort of trying to work out like what I could do. So like, for example, the third, I didn't really consume any media as such, but it was the first full moon of the year. So I was going to maybe do like a full moon page with some like graphics from Instagram from some various accounts that I follow that do sort of like astrology posts and, little info about that. And then I was thinking for this spread, because there was 2 K-pop comebacks yesterday, I would probably just like white out the 4th and do like a page for each, that kind of thing. So yeah, so that's sort of how I'm planning on doing that moving forward. And I'm going to try and just like organize myself so that I get all my photos and things done like per week. And so then I'm not so like stressed out trying to like do, a whole month of journaling in one day. And so, yeah, I'm also hoping to maybe film my journaling process. What I might do is sort of like week by week film them, and then I don't know, maybe collate like the first half of the month and then like the second half of the month, and then I have like 2 extra videos in a month, and then also something interesting, and I can sort of discuss what I've been watching, what I've been reading, what I've been listening to, fun events. So like for example, it's my birthday next week, so I can put like the menu of the place we're going for lunch, like pictures of of my outfit, like I don't know, just more sort of like memory keeping and like journaling and that kind of stuff, rather than like, I guess, written journaling, because I struggle with that. So that's not really how I'm planning on using this. But yes, and then right at the back with all these sort of notes pages, I am just doing like a purchase tracker, because again, that's something that I did in my rings planner on my dashboard page. So sort of just like what I've bought every month, just to track that. And then I can also see like which months were heavy spending months, and what I'm impulse buying maybe, and that kind of thing. And then I haven't really used this timetable page. I don't really know what I'm going to use it for, to be honest with you. This will be my social media stats for my YouTube and my Instagram. I've yet to sort of like, work out. I sort of just like set this up on a whim last night. And then the favorites page, which again, I don't really know. Maybe I'll just like do like my wrapped or something. Maybe, or like a highlight for each month. Yes, because there is 12. So I could do, yeah, maybe like my favorite for each month. And then for the My 100, I'm just basically just doing movies and TV shows, which currently I just have movies on here, but I will probably add some TV shows as well, just because I have a tendency of just like adding things to my list on the various streaming services. And then also, you know, things to check out in the cinema when they come out. So like obviously I have Mighty Supreme, which hasn't come out in Australia yet. It comes out in 2 weeks, I believe. So yes. And I think all the rest are already released movies, but things like that. And then, yeah, I don't really know what to do with this page, but that is my cousin. Like I said, I will need to add the tabs and all the other little bits and pieces to it as I get them and, you know, feel the need to sort this. But that is my everyday planner, which is basically the replacement for my 𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚡𝚑 Annie Plans, which this is like the really old weekly classic vertical that doesn't exist anymore. Like this is like the first, I think, iteration of the planner, which this worked so well for me that's why I was like, okay, well, I really like this format. And I was going to buy a take a note planner because it's pretty much laid out the same way where it's a week on 4 pages. But because I wanted to sort of streamline my journaling and whatnot, and also because I was close to 1 milligram and they had 𝚜𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚡 and it was like, you know, they were in stock and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to buy this planner rather than, you know, trying to logistically, you know, order something and make sure that it arrived in time. But I don't know. So I may try the take a note at some point in time, but yeah, like I said, really did like this planner. It's a pity that this format doesn't exist anymore. So now basically the 𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚘 is like you either get your sort of 𝚜𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚘 style or you get the sort of more like I don't know. It's like a different style with like more pages, journaling pages and things in between and like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so this, like I said, was basically my everyday planner. And then I do have a digital planner, which I will not show in this video, but I am just using a Hemlock and Oak, like the full year sort of printable that you can get when you sign up to the newsletters. And I'm just like editing that on Photoshop with printable kits and things that I have and my Bay box, because the Bay box used to come with the digitals. As of 2026, the base subscription no longer comes with the digitals, but I do still have those from when I started my subscription. So yes, so that is that. And then yeah, these, like I said, formed the basis of what I would do in my memory planner. So I guess now we should move on to my like sticker planning. So for sticker planning, speaking of the Honeybee shop, I am using some B6 inserts that came with my Bay box subscriptions, because again, at the end of last year, because I was so far behind in my planner, I was kind of like, do I even want to plan anymore? Do I want to plan with stickers? Do I want to even do this anymore? I don't know. And then I was like, well, I have these inserts and I don't really want them to go to waste. So let's try this. It's a smaller size because these are B6 and I'm going from an A5, you know, wide sort of size. So let's try these, see how we go. And then if I like it, I can sort of, you know, for when I run out of insert, assuming that she doesn't give us another sort of weekly insert in one of the later subs, because I believe this came in the June subscription, sort of like as a pick for, you know, planner season and whatnot. So assuming that she doesn't give us like another insert, I'd probably pick up like a B6 planner from maybe OK Plans or Sadie Stickers or Harriet Wright Designs, just to name a few, because it would be the same sort of layout, I guess. And then I probably just wouldn't use the monthlies, or yeah, I don't know, I would switch completely because I do have the monthly insert as well, which came in the November sub. So I do just have these clear covers that I got from Amazon because it was like the quickest thing that I could find for me and also like cost effective because, yeah, I live in Australia. It's hard to find like things like this, like planner covers and whatnot from Australia. And then the one shop that I looked at that was like in Europe to ship to Australia was like ridiculous. So yeah, and then obviously like American shops, but again, with the turnaround time and having to send it to my US address and all that kind of stuff, it just wasn't going to arrive in time for me to like set everything up. So I was like, and also like I sort of decided this on a whim, like from pretty much right towards the end of the year, that I was kind of like, yep, I'm going to continue planning and this is what I'm going to do. So yeah, so these are the covers from Amazon. They came in a 2-pack, so that's why I have them. And then I have just decorated these with some Scrabble tiles from Plannerface that came in my Black Friday order from 2025, I believe. actually Ultimate Planner sale from 2025, like the first one. So yes, I have just written my name, as best as I can. But yeah, so then here are the inserts. So we just have pretty much just the weekly itself, which I believe the way I calculated this, it has, I think, like pretty much half of the year in an insert, or like slightly more than half of the year. So yes, we'll see how this goes. Honestly, don't really know what I'm doing in terms of like layout as such. I've sort of just watched a few videos of Tay from 𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚡 Plans, because she did do like B6 planning in the 𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚙 B6 planner using vertical kits and whatnot. So I was sort of watching that for inspiration, and also just looking at how Shan from the Honeybee Shop uses her planners, because she does do this format in sort of like a, Tomoe River paper kind of planner. So yeah, watching how she, uses her own kits in her planner and that kind of thing. So we'll see how we go. But yes. And then I do have the monthly inserts. So again, same sort of thing. I've just wrote my name in it with these stickers. And then I have ordered some B6, a B6 monthly for January from my newest addiction. So we'll see how that goes in terms of like how I'm going to lay this out. I have also made myself like some icon stickers, just because this is a smaller size. So I know a lot of my icons that I would use normally probably wouldn't fit very well if I'm trying to do multiple things in a day. But yeah, so we'll see how this goes. And then I do also have some tabs for these, because I only ordered one set of tabs for my 𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚘. So I ordered a second set from Marshmallow Studio, and it comes with like one set of monthly tabs and then one set of plain tabs. I'm just going to use the plain tabs in this journal, because obviously like I know which month is which. But yeah, so these two planners will replace my big Chonko Aurastel A5 wide with OK Plans inserts, which I'm still in the process of finishing. So today is the 6th of January, and I have pretty much finished up until the first week of June. The first full week of June. So we are slowly making progress. Again, I also fell behind in terms of like ordering stickers for this. So then I think it was on Cyber Monday, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy like a bunch of printables and then buy the foil that I need. And then it's all sorted, and I don't have to worry about wait times and whatnot. So yes, I have started the process of printing those printable kits and whatnot. And then hopefully I'll be able to work on cutting. And then I do need to print some more. I did run out of paper, so I need to order some more sticker paper. But yes, and then my, like pretty much all my Black Friday orders to my US address have arrived. So I'm just in the process of like sorting all the like invoicing stuff on my like forwarder, and then I can forward it to myself, and yeah, I'll be able to haul it and then put all the stuff in my planner and, continue working on this. But yes, so I don't know. It's just one of those things where like my weeks aren't very exciting. And then I also started it late to begin with, because like I had to wait for, all the things to arrive. And yeah, so then it's like starting late, and then, things that came up, and then having slumpy months just because I had, really bad mental health year in 2025, which we are slowly working on it. And I feel better now. So hopefully like this, good streak continues. But yes, so that is pretty much my like memory keeping and my sort of everyday planner. And then I guess I will show you the two planners that I am sort of getting rid of, or like consolidating into those other planners. So I will show you my journal first, because, I did put a little bit of effort into this. So this is a 𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚘, this is A5, I believe. Yes. So A5 𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚘. I bought the cute little red one, with all intentions of doing this as my like media journal. So yes, I did decorate it and everything. Bought some tabs from Josephine Beau Design, so that's why I do have some tabs in there already, even though I sort of like gave up on this. Skipped those pages, and then I was going to put like 2025 there, because I was hoping that I would maybe use this for a couple of years, but besides the point. My little vision board, which the one for this year is much better planned and organized and whatnot. This was very much like a, I didn't really know what I was doing, and so this was kind of, something. But it was interesting because, some of these things actually did happen. So like obviously like I did my journaling, which I think I have the exact same photo in my 2026 vision board, which is really funny. Like I started going to therapy. I finished my reading goal. I had a situationship, you know, which was borderline a relationship, but anyways, went on a holiday, you know, I kept up with my sort of fitness. So yeah, I don't know. Some of these things came true, some of these things didn't, but it's a work in progress. And then I did have my little like, I guess goals page or like intentions page, which this was sort of like a spur of the setup, just because I had these extra little stickers from Plannerface from the Black Friday freebie of that year of 2024. And then these stickers, the bulk of these stickers are from 𝚜𝚑𝚘𝚗𝚡, like the Thrive in 2025 and the boxes and whatnot, and the like letters and the like books and whatnot. But yes, so this is sort of like what I was doing. I was sort of just trying to like track like whatever I watched in a day and that kind of thing, if it was something new, because I didn't track rewatches. And I had my little date stamp and I had my stickers, and I would just go and like print Pinterest and I think I would go on, did I go on IMDb to like get the screen caps? Possibly. I don't know. And just like, you know, little elements and things. And then I just used a normal gel pen and then the, what are the name of those pens? 𝚜𝚑𝚘𝚗𝚙𝚜 like calligraphy pens that I bought. Like I bought a pack of them. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the intention was good. It was just sort of like keeping up with it was a lot because again, this was also something that I sort of started late. And it was just hard for me to keep up in various ways in terms of like getting all the elements that I needed to set it up. Then also in terms of like when I ran out of stickers, because these are from 𝚜𝚑𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚡, so I would have to like order a big batch of them to make sure that I had enough to sort of like last me a while. Then, you know, send it to my US address and then, you know, send it to myself with everything else that I buy. So I would sort of have to like wait until I had a good haul to send it to myself. I couldn't just like, you know, constantly keep buying. And so yeah, I think that is part of what made me fall off. And then like I would run out of certain stickers because there wasn't enough letters for certain words, and I don't know, but like, yeah, the idea was good. It started off good and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. Like I did really like it in the end. At first I was kind of just like, oh, I don't really like how this looks, but yeah, then I did, for example, she tried to do this sort of like important events and things. So I did put like Lunar New Year, for example, and then I was going to do a spread for my mom's birthday that we went out for dinner and that kind of thing. But yes, I do also have games in here, but it's really only one game because that's the only game I keep up with. But yes, and then you'll see like I did set up for certain months. So like I set up February, and then here's where I was like, you know, going to fill in with extra letters that I was missing. So I was keeping up with it, and I was using my notes app on my phone to sort of like track, you know, what I would put for each month. So yeah, and then like I would tab, you know, would write it in pencil and then sort of tab it so that I knew like where each month was going to start. But yeah, like I said, it was just one of those things where like I just fell so far behind that I kind of just gave up on it. And you know, and also like my mental health and everything else in the year just didn't really help with motivation to work on this. So yeah, that's why I think doing this in my Hobonichi is going to work better. And then also like just streamlining it so that it's like I'm using my own handwriting. I'm just going to use my Tombow markers and sort of just, you know, letter in the, you know, the names of the movie or the album or the book or whatever it is, and just simplify it. And then like, you know, for the actual like, you know, music or like books or whatever, again, I'm just sort of just going to make this, try and find like a way, I don't know, go on Canva or something and try and find like a template that I can use, so then I can just, you know, copy and paste the artwork into there and then just print it as one, you know, solid thing. And I don't have to, you know, worry too much about if I run out because it's like built into the design, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is that. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will find a way to repurpose the Stylogy somehow, because I do have like pretty much half of it untouched without pencil and tabbing and whatnot. So I don't know, maybe I can just use this as like brain dumping in the back or something, or I don't know. We'll see. We'll work it out. But yes, and then the last sort of planner that I was using last year, because I was, yeah, like I said, ambitious, trying to use 4 planners in a year. But this was my moon journal from, what is it? Magic of Eye. It's an astrology journal, like planner. And I was going to use this for like mood tracking, like mood, energy, and productivity, to sort of see like how the planets and whatnot affect me. And then also it does have a bit of like moon journaling for the full and new moon. So I did, again, sort of do that for a little bit, and then I fell off, and then I tried to sort of get back into it again, and it just, again, I fell off again. So it's, again, the intentions were there. The tabs are from the Honeybee shop from one of the Babe Box subscriptions. So yes, I won't really show you the front pages because there's nothing really set up there, but I did do like my goal setting, or like an attempt at goal setting, which I believe this is what I used to do my vision board, or maybe I did my vision board first and then I sort of like went through this, but yes, you know, that's the front pages. And then we go into the sort of month. So yeah, for the monthly spread, I was sort of just tracking mood, productivity, and energy, which I don't know, I found this really hard to do because I really struggle to gauge like my mood. So like if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. And then if it's just like average, like you have good average and then bad average. And it's like, I really struggle to sort of like, you know, I don't know, to like determine. So I kind of struggled with that. And then same with like productivity. It's like I'm either super productive, like so unproductive that I've like, you know, just slept all day or that kind of thing. Or otherwise it's just kind of like a, you know, okay, I'm productive when I'm at work. And then when I get home, it's my relaxation time because I've just done, you know, 8 hours of work. So like, how do you, you know, how do you mark that with like a metric, if that makes sense? I don't know. Yeah. And then again, same with my energy, because it's like most of the time I'm kind of just like average, I would guess. Like, I don't know, but it was a start. And then again, monthly goals and whatnot and different things. And then, yeah, this was sort of what I was trying to do. So like today I feel, and then like my productivity with like a little blurb about, you know, what I maybe did that day to explain my productivity levels. And then same with like my energy. So like, for example, like medium energy, like I slept in, but like I didn't have a nap and I went and did exercise. So like I would consider that like medium energy, because low energy would be that I slept all day, or like that I needed to have a nap, or like that I couldn't concentrate, or, you know, stuff like that. And then I did start the weekly intentions, and then I sort of gave up on that, I think, as the weeks went on. But yeah, I think like January and February, I somewhat kept up with this. And then it was sort of just like that I would forget to fill it in every day, because I would try to fill it in like at night before I went to bed. So that it was sort of like, then I actually had like a full picture of the day, rather than trying to fill it in maybe like in the middle of the day or like at the beginning of the day. And then, you know, things could change. So it's like I could maybe start the day with high energy, but then the actual day itself was a low energy day because, you know, I don't know, I got a headache, or I don't know. So yeah. And then this was like the moon journaling, which the company itself, Magic of Eye, they do like blog posts for the moons, so for the full and the new moons. And I think also for like different astrological transits and whatnot. And they do also do like little Instagram posts and whatnot. So I think I was just using this from like the blog, where they sort of had like, you know, a breakdown for each sign, you know, how this would affect you and like, you know, what areas and that kind of thing. And so then I would try to like make it make sense in my brain. And also like I would write the intention that they would give you. So yeah, I don't know. It was an idea and I tried it. So like that's something. Yeah. So like I said, I fell off in, I think, April, and then I tried it again in July, which I think I did, yeah, a week. And then I was like, no, no. But yes. And then also that's sort of like around the time that my like situationship started as well. So that also took up some time in my life that I couldn't spend planning and whatever else. But yes, so that is pretty much my sort of like planner lineup / review. So yeah, basically to to summarize, these are the planners that I'm using this year, plus my digital planner, which hopefully will cover the 4 planners that I was using last year, the things that worked, the things that didn't. And then, like I said, I am still in the process of finishing my 2025 planner. I am going to finish it because I would like to finish it. I didn't finish 2022. I didn't finish 2023. I finished 2024, but like it took me into part of 2025 to do that. Like I think I finished it like in maybe March or April of 2025, something ridiculous. Pretty much for a similar reason, where it was just like my mental health and whatever else, and burnout and just whatnot, just made it impossible for me to want to plan and film and do things. But yes, I am hoping to also do flip throughs of my planner, which I will hopefully be filming over the next sort of like days and whatnot as I get things done. Because I do want to also start filming my Black Friday haul, which I wasn't originally going to film, but I've just decided, you know what, let's just film things. Let's just get back into it. And then I have content while I wait for things to arrive and before I start my planner, because hopefully I'm going to start my weekly spreads possibly in the next week or so once I get my US address stuff. But yes. So yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this sort of like, you know, explained my thought process. Let me know if, I don't know, maybe if you've had similar journeys when it comes to planning. Are you one of those people that functions better with like a book for each thing? Or are you sort of one of those like all-in-one people? Because I think I've come to realize that I'm pretty much a all-in-one, you know, with then my additional sort of sticker planning on the side. I think that sort of works well. And then my digital planner is more so just for like visualization purposes, because seeing it on paper makes it really hard to like actually like break it down when you're putting stickers, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, in like a design, like aesthetically speaking. Whereas I can sort of like, you know, take this, put it in my digital planner with, you know, the boxes and whatnot, and I can see, okay, this box needs to go here, this box needs to go there. And then it sort of like helps me focus a bit better when I'm actually doing my sticker planning, which it'll be interesting to see how that works for this year, because obviously I'm not just like copying and pasting it into the same format, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying words at this point. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video, which will hopefully be my, I don't know, actually, probably my planner flip through for the first quarter, or if not, a kit lineup of sorts, because it'll probably be a little while for my Black Friday haul to get sorted, just because I do have the printables and things that I need to sort, as well as the things that I am waiting to arrive. Although I do have the rest of the orders. So I have my my 3 orders that I sent to my Australian address. So they are all here and ready to go. So yes. But yeah, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Sorry for the rambliness and messiness. I've also been at work all day, so my brain is kind of like running a million miles an hour. But yes, I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.